So here's the deal, Spider-Verse 3 just got pulled from Sony's release calendar. It was supposed to hit theaters next March, but now, who knows? We're hearing all kinds of wild stuff. Some people are saying they scrapped a bunch of work and might push the release all the way to 2027. There are a lot of problems attached to the movie, like overworking the animators, the strike delay, production problems, and more things. Or is this all just a big mix-up? Let's break it down and get to the bottom of this mess. Daniel Pemberton, the composer for the franchise, has also chimed in, hinting that there's more going on behind the scenes than what's being reported. Now, I know what you're thinking. If the movie's not scrapped, why such a massive delay? Well, the only of many factors is the strike. Remember the SAG-AFTRA strike that shook up Hollywood? Yeah, that had a huge impact on Spider-Verse 3. The strike put a freeze on voice recordings, which is kind of a big deal when you're making an animated movie. No voices, no movie, it's as simple as that. But don't worry, because the film is still in progress. It's not dead in the water like some folks are claiming. Sure, it's facing some serious challenges, but that's part of the course when you're trying to create something as groundbreaking as the Spider-Verse films. So diving into the deeper part of all this, what's really going on? Well, it looks like new insiders and reports have said Sony's taking a step back to reassess. They're not rushing to push out a subpar product just to meet a deadline. And honestly, after the masterpiece that was Across the Spider-Verse, can you blame them for wanting to get it right? Later in the video, we will tell you more detailed reasons behind the trouble, but for now, this delay isn't just about the strike or technical issues. It's about making sure the third movie is better to its past movies. Insiders have said more time means more opportunity to refine the story, polish the animation, and maybe even incorporate some cutting-edge tech that wasn't available before. But on the other hand, I also think 2027 is a very long time. They could have done 2026 summer or winter at max for this movie, but make sure to let me know your opinion on this. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Amy Pascal, one of the big shot producers for the franchise, actually acknowledged these challenges. She said, and I quote, "One of the things about animation that makes it such a wonderful thing to work on is that you get to keep going until the story is right. Guys, for now, that might sound great. Perfect story, nailed every detail. But guys, think about what that means for the people actually doing the work. This pressure for perfection is a double-edged sword. On one hand, it's given us some of the most visually stunning and emotionally impactful animated films we've ever seen. But that means overworking the animators. And it doesn't stop there. The original plan was to have just 1 year between Across the Spider-Verse and Beyond the Spider-Verse. 1 year. After all the reports of overworked animators on the previous film, you'd think they'd pump the brakes a bit. So let's talk about the real heroes here, the animators. Previous reports mentioned that around 100 artists left during Across the Spider-Verse due to crazy work hours. That's not cool, and it looks like Sony's taking notice. Addressing work-life balance for these talented folks isn't just good for them, it's good for the movie. Now, after stating all this, I'm not saying the folks at Sony are villains. They're trying to create something amazing, something that lives up to the Oscar-winning legacy of Into the Spider-Verse and better than Across the Spider-Verse. Michelle Grady from Sony Pictures Imageworks tried to put a positive spin on things. She called the long production time a remarkable gift that allows the film to fully develop, and sure, that sounds great in theory. When you've got artists burning out and leaving the project, you've got to wonder if this gift is more of a curse. But moving past that, the good news here is that reports have confirmed that this movie will be the best one yet. But it's not just about making things look pretty. The team is looking at restructuring the production timeline. This could be a game changer, allowing for a more thoughtful development process. It's like giving Spider-Man more time to plan his attack instead of just swinging in blind. Sure, we might have to wait until 2027, but that's because they're committed to delivering something truly special. So what do you think? Is this delay going to make Spider-Verse 3 even better? Or are you worried it might lose momentum? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Let's keep this conversation going and see where the Spider-Verse takes us next.